Shout out to you guys. Alex O Crypto here. Shout out to the Otter Gang. How are we doing? Just got off of work. It's a Monday in Australia. Are we getting the bags? Look at this weekly candle. Holy smokes. We have a weekly candle and it is in. And we have a confirmed reversal triangle on the weekly. Now, is this bullish? Is this bearish? Let's find out. So I hope you're all doing well. Shout out to you guys. Much love. Thanks for tuning in. The Bears are sleeping right now, as we can see. And we are wondering what's price going to do. Choices made in anger cannot be undone. So let's get into the charts. Let's take a quick look. Welcome to the live. Welcome to the stream. Thank you for joining me. And we're out here. Shout out to you, Sniper's Nightmare, in the chat, and Brewberry. Shout out to you. Thank you so much for joining and tuning in. I appreciate you guys. And let's look. Well, we got this big bullish looking pattern with a triangle reversal. Now, we don't see many triangle reversals on our charts. So can this mean we're coming back down? Have we hit a key level of resistance? Maybe if we pull some fibs from certain areas, we can see that we're hitting some things. Maybe a 0.5 here, but there's many things to look at. We've broken this trend line coming down from previous highs all the way down throughout, and we're starting to move upwards. Now, everybody's pretty bullish. Everybody's pretty excited, and some people, like myself, are looking for the price to go down because we want to pick up more bags down below. So let's get into it. The monthly as well. Look at this monthly. I don't think we've ever had a monthly this strong in history. Well, at least in January. But to be fair, for January, this is amazing, amazing, amazing. You can see that we have strong price action here. So let's look at this. This trend line we're going to get rid of. Okay, so what's going on in the charts? What happened overnight? How did the weekly get printed? Well, it moved up, right? It moved up into this range, a red dot. Well, we haven't got it yet. We'll know by Tuesday if we get this red dot. But also remember that the FOMC is coming in on Wednesday Eastern Standard Time. But for us in Australia, it's 6 a.m. in the morning on Thursday. Make sure the right time zone. And we also have other news coming out. But the FOMC is really the big deal in all of this hype, right? It's going to blast us off because it's supposed to be positive. It's supposed to be bullish. And that could bring price up. Now, one thing I'd like to note is that if you're a part of our community, and if you look at my levels, and I share these all the time, we have a line here that I've had drawn on my charts this whole time. And guess where we came up to perfectly and rejected is, I was off by how much? $1? Come on. This is pretty amazing. Now I was out. Oh, we need the misses. Mrs. Otter, we need you to go and point the internet and point to the northern star and hopefully do the crane position. Yep, that's it right there. Sorry about that. We have ordered internet, and by the way, it is pouring rain. We're getting 40 millimeters of rain. When it rains, it pours in Sydney. So I'm sorry about the internet connection. We will try to get back to you, but just shilling the Discord. If you had this set up in your chart, you would have been able to short this and got into a nice juicy trade as price came up. Now, shout out to Brewberry for saying this is going to pop. And guess what? We've had a beautiful move from here up to the top, about 3.5% when he was saying it was going to pop. Wow, the internet connection is bad. Now, I'm sorry about that, guys. I can see that right now it's struggling to find a good connection because it is absolutely pouring here in Sydney. It keeps flashing red. I'm very sorry about this. So let's just do a quick update and then I'm going to jump off because I don't want to waste your time. So bad. Okay, I'm trying my best, guys. Oh, man. So we can see we got the red dot on the 2-day, right? And we also got the divergence on the 1-day, right? So we got the higher highs and the lower lows. But money flow remains thick as a chick, right? So we got to be patient here. I am looking for a rejection. Where it will come is the question that we need to answer, right? Well, we have these beautiful levels shown on our charts that we have this rejection zone here. Now, we are waiting for this FOMC meeting. Can it bring us up, or can we crawl up into this zone here? Now, what I would be waiting for, I would be scalping the range, but what I'd be waiting for is a trickle up here to about 25K, right? And then a hover, and then the news will blast us to the moon. That's one idea I have right now. Another idea I have is that we come back down and fake everybody to the downside. Then we get the news and then we blast off. Okay? But there's not much room in the charts for these things to happen. We would have to get a very aggressive push down, which I don't see happening in the near future. Right? So how can we trade these levels? Well, let's look at let's look at the 8-hour, because I know Brewberry loves the 8-hour, and he was saying that we are getting a pump up, and holy smokes, money flow is thick, right? It's thick and it's pumping up. We're slowly starting to curl over, but I don't see the stochastics here, and I see the VWAP curling over as well. So this could mean some downwards action. Let's go into the 6. Let it load. Sorry about that. Okay, let's go to the 5. And we're getting a red dot that's starting to print on the 5. Now, this is kind of bearish, but also we are at the top of this range. Like I showed before, we are at the top of this rejection zone. We got rejected from it once, but we kept a higher high. So you can see here that we stayed above this level here, right? Now, are we going to come down and stay above a certain level down below? Are we going to keep upping the ante in order to set up some volume in order to punch through this 25K zone? Everybody's talking about the 25K zone, but how do we plan on getting above? Well, we got to look for volume. We have to look for signals in the market. And right now, volume isn't that strong. It remains to be pretty steady, but it doesn't seem that strong overall if I pull a trend line on the volume there, right? So look for a rejection here, but we have a very bullish candle here on the 4-hour. Let's continue to work our way down. 3 hours curving over. Money flow is not as thick. 2-hour. Now let's go into the trading times, right? This is what we're looking in the immediate future for the next couple days, right? So we've come up, we've rejected. We're going to pull a fibs from the bottom of here and pull it up to the top of the range, and we can see some rejection zones. So I'm going to adjust this area here. I'm going to shrink it down because we've come above it, and it's been a total big, huge level of resistance. I believe we are now turning it into support, right? So now with confluence of that fib, let's look for us to bounce off of this level here. This level here is at 23,259. Now this, with confluence, can be a good entry for a long, right? 23,259, around here, right? So between 23,200 up to about 23,300, right? This is a range. That's why we draw boxes. Try to have a range and an idea of where we can attack to get into a long. Now, it looks like we may be curving up here and pushing for higher highs, right? Because we continue to make higher lows. Bing, 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 right? So can we continue to make higher highs as well, right? And retrace from that. These are things I'm looking at right now. Let's go down to the 1 hour. Does the 1 hour look any? Now we're starting to see a green dot printing on the 1 hour. This looks bullish to me. This looks like a continuation of what's already on the charts and what is showing, right? It looks like we finally punched through this area. I saw that crypto face as well was in a long trade from right around here. So that's other traders, well-experienced traders taking longs, trying to push through these higher levels, right? So let's be patient. Let's be careful. Right now, I'm not looking for any entries unless we can get a swing failure pattern. Now, what do I mean by that? Very bullish on the 1 hour, Felix. I agree. Welcome, Phil, to the live stream. So happy you joined us. I will be pulling a fibs from this swing to this, actually from down here. I'd like to pull it from here because this is kind of where it started, in my opinion. So this is another area I'll be looking to long. But the 1 hour, I agree so much, is very, very bullish. You can see that we obviously had this huge momentum wave pushing us up, 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 up. And it was just a steady grind. It wasn't anything too dramatic. Yes, it took quite a bit of volume, but it was pretty steady. Now we've cooled off and we're curling back up. Welcome, welcome. All much love. Much love, Felix. Great trader, making gains. Shout out to you. Aussie favorites. You know how it is. But also, if you're looking for a short entry, well, we could have a retracement here as well, right? So there's different ways to trade this. Right now, I'm sitting on my hands. I'm being patient. I would have liked to be in from down below, right? We've also come up to this rejection zone, but I'm going to look for something along the lines of us coming up like this, maybe making a higher high and a lower low. So we'll have a higher high with the divergence, something like that, right? That's what I'll be looking for, or vice versa. If we can curl over on a lower time frame and get another bull div, right? So if we can come down and then up and get one of these, that would be nice, right? So these are the things that I'm watching out for on my charts. So be aware of that. Make sure you're pulling fibs for retracement levels. And let's go back to the 1 hour and let's pull a volume profile for this range just to have a quick look. This is how I would trade it. Now, I haven't fully set up my charts yet. I will be sharing my charts in the Discord later on this eve. So yeah, we do have the confluence of the value area high over here, which is our previous resistance that we have punched through. So look for this to become our now support, and now look for this area to really pretty much trend in between this 24,000 and this support here. So if we're gonna have a new range, it's definitely gonna be between here and here, right? Because this is where our volume is still at. It's between this range here. So make sure that we're trading this new range, but let's be cautious and careful and practice good risk management. Alex Crypto is definitely not a liar, but he is a fibber. He is a fibber. That's for damn sure. Shout out to you. We out here. We pulling fibs and making bags. That's how it is. That's how it is. I'd rather be this guy. This guy looks richer than this guy. This guy's like, you know, he sold some Shiba Inu. This guy's like long-term Bitcoin holder, you know? As long as we not revenge trading, we okay. And as long as maybe we can rejuvenate this bear. Who knows, right? Anything's possible. But quick, get in the Discord. No time to explain. The charts will be in the Discord, right? So I think this is a setup. They say the FOMC is priced in already, but in my opinion, let's be patient. Let's see what they give us, right? Because when we zoom out, we know that there's many areas for us to fill. Now, I was playing around with this the other day. This is the Smart Money Concepts Lux Algo. And, you know, I like it because it's very simple if you set it up right. And you can see there's many gaps to fill, right? Down below. So if we are to retrace, we have gaps all down below that are need to be filled, especially on the dailies and the 2 days. Like, these are big gaps that we have yet to see a retracement on. So can we come back and retrace and fire off along there, right? There's many gaps to be filled. Now, the only gap You can see on your chart, not the red line. Strong high. Do we break the supply line on the daily as well? Let me see. Would that be on... This is the week high. Let's go in the daily. Yeah, so we've broken the daily high, but obviously there's this high over here. I'm trying to understand what you're saying, Felix. I'm sorry, my guy. Oh man, maybe my brain's not working that well this afternoon. This avo, as they say in Australia. Yeah, punched right through the supply line. Agreed. So we have this strong high over here, which comes in at 25K. So this is a very key level, but it is very bullish that we are punching through. It is very much like it's sending it. In Canada, we just say just send it. Don't forget to hold control when you draw a trend line. It helps it stick the magnet to the, if you don't know that, but we're looking for the retrace. So where would the retrace be? So let's go down to the 4 hour and let's try to find a retracement area for here. So are we going to get a retrace off the bottom of here to the top of there, which comes in perfectly at this 23K area, right? So let's make sure we mark out. This is a very key level as well, is around 23K, right? We have the 0.5 here as well, which is our previous high as well. So anywhere between this support, I would say that this support is much stronger than just pulling that fib, right? I'd say that the tops of this trend, right, that we were just trading the range, that's much stronger. So look for it to bounce off of there. And with a swing failure pattern or a bullish divergence, right, that we pump back up, right? That's what I'd be looking for. Also, to the upside, I'd be looking for that bearish divergence as well. So maybe we can get a quick scalp and see how far that rides out, right? If I am going to short this because it is such a bullish move and because of the news that's coming up, I will be tight stop lossing and I will be taking profit really fast. I will pay myself really early and let the trade ride out, but I won't be risking as much on the shorts as I would for a long position. And that's kind of my thoughts on the Bitcoin right now. So be careful out there. Make sure you're using good risk management. That's what it's all about. It's about, taking trades with confluence and a bit of courage, but also making sure that your mind's in the right spot and that we're looking at these charts objectively without the FUD of people saying, oh, we're going to 30K and all these things. It's very much about taking a step back, looking at the charts, even taking a couple days off, right? That can always help, right? And not trading. By doing that, you can reset, come to the charts fresh, and be able to make decisions based on technical analysis and put probabilities in your favor rather than gambling, right? This is what it's all about. It's about having good risk management, preserving the capital, and taking trades that are going to go mostly in your way by doing TA, right? That's why we're here. Otherwise, we just go to the roulette table, right? Tomorrow's stream, can you go over what to expect for news for those who don't understand the rates? Absolutely. So we can go through all this stuff. So it's normally the U.S. market that greatly affects everyone. Every time Sniper takes a day off, we get moves. So for me, what I suggest about understanding the news is go in and click on one of these things, right? Click on them. So, what does unemployment rate mean? Well, you can click on it and then you can read. And they give you a summary, forecasts, previous ones, and just to have a quick look. If you want to look more into detail on them, we can discuss that. But the thing is with inflation and why it's so significant. Well, inflation just means that you have less buying power, right? So your money doesn't go as far, But crypto never sleeps, like Phil says. And yes, we can go over interest rates and stuff like that and maybe do a read through together on the live streams just to have a better understanding. But the thing to understand is that we have had seven hikes in a row in the U.S. economy for interest rates. And now what Jerome Powell is trying to do is he's trying to land this plane, right? He's peaked up and he's coming down and he's trying to lightly land a plane, and we never know if the plane is going to crash. It's only been done successfully once, I believe. So he's flying this plane. He's trying to make his way down and have a smooth landing, but it's only happened once. So there's a lot of things to come with housing markets, China's housing market, unemployment. We got reports, I think, on Thursday. We have like Google, Microsoft, and Apple all on the same day of all their earnings. So these earnings of big companies are coming through as well. So there's so much coming out all at once in these weeks that it's going to directly affect Bitcoin and the markets, right? Because if we look over here at the Dixie, it's been trending sideways. This is the American dollar, right? It's been trending sideways, and it's dumped on us, but it's held this support here. At any time, we can have a move upwards, right? Because there's tons of bullish divergence on this chart, right? And to me, the American dollar can go back up easily, right? And then we look at the S&P 500 and make sure on a Sunday evening to be looking at the mini futures, because it comes in a lot. It starts up a lot earlier, and it can give an idea of which way the markets are going to move, right? So right now, you can see I have the same trend line on the S&P as I do with the mini futures, and we're trying to make a decision here, right? We're pumping out of this trend line on the S&P, not so much on the mini futures, right? So can we come back in and trend back down, and Bitcoin will do the same? Possibly, right? It's good to check other markets, but it's also good to be ready and prepared for what the news is. Because right now, the news seems very bullish. If you're over on Twitter, everybody's calling for 50K. I saw my first thumbnail today, Jason Casper with a 50K Bitcoin thumbnail. I'm like, man, you're going to scare these people to death. They're going to be buying in. What if the market dumps? Like I would never justify putting 50K in, but watch him be right. You know what I mean? He's a very experienced trader. But right now, join us in the Discord. We'll have setups for you and thoughts and ideas. We're getting a reversal here, but the thing that I wanted to note, and like I like to note on Mondays for me, is that the weekly candle is in, and we have this blue triangle that we haven't seen very often throughout the charts. We have the blood diamond X continuations, right? And now we're getting this blue reversal signal. So can that mean that we come up maybe just a tad and then we come back down and retrace? That would be healthy to me. But you never know. It's Bitcoin, baby. It's Bitcoin, baby. Let's see the chat. Check FTM, mate. 50K tomorrow. Land a plane with no wheels. We mooning, boys. Check FTM. Phantom, is it on a rip? Phantom looks very similar to Bitcoin. Checking Phantom. Okay, so I've done some TA on Phantom. I'm looking for a long down here somewhere. That was kind of my trade setup. Who knows when? So we've come up to this high again. I see a double top. Do you see a double top? I see a double top. Can that bring us down, right? Can that bring us down? I mean, Phantom's on a tear, obviously. Most things are on a tear. Look at this. That just doesn't look healthy. Like, we need the markets to at least correct themselves a bit before we head higher. But it's crypto, baby. So who knows, right? But for Phantom, I'd be looking at this double top. I'd be pulling a fib from down below here up to here. Alex, how do you pull that trade setup? Which trade setup, my friend? The one on Bitcoin or the one on Phantom? We can go on to Bitcoin trade setups. You want some trade setups on Bitcoin? We'll do it after Phantom. No problemo. Oopsie, sorry. Let's go into the 24. I like the 24 and the 12. We can see that we are below the point of control. We are heading downwards. We've come up and touched it. I'd look us to go to our value area low. So I'd be looking for either, if you're feeling bullish, I'd be looking for a long down here. Let's retrace this one. Let's pull a fib. Alex, how do you pull that trade setup? No, with green and red trade. No, with a green and red trade, like loss and profit. It would be a tool on the trading view. Yeah, so over here, you have a long position. It's on my favorites and a short position. Which one is it in? This one? Right here, my friend. And then you can just show where you're looking to trade, right? Short, down, right? And it gives you the ratio, P&L, blah, blah, blah. So it's quite useful to show your trade setups. Like I plopped it in there because it's very easy for me to show you guys where I'd be looking to trade. So like obviously you pull the fib from here. You can shrink this box down, long position from here, stop underneath here, and then obviously you can aim for the highs, right? And then you can get your ratio, right? I mean, is that profitable? I'd be looking to catch this lower, right? No problem, my friend. No problem. Anything for you, bro. Anything for you. Anytime. But yeah, it's nice though because it allows you to calculate where your entry is and what your risk to reward is, and then you can go further on from there. Obviously with leverage and things like that, there's more things in play, but that's done on your exchange, right? So yeah, with Phantom, I would be patient right now. I see the double top, right? So I'd be patient. Can you see a continuation? You're below the point of control, so you can see a continuation here that could possibly drop you lower. Right? That's my thoughts on Phantom. Now let's go over to Avalanche because Avalanche been on a tear. I longed it the other day. It's kind of flagging out as well. What did ETH do today? Probably very similar to Bitcoin. It's actually worked its way back up to this level of resistance. Hasn't done nothing too dramatic yet. As we say dramatic, we're going over dramatic. I was nice. I didn't pick a crazy alt this time. Thank you so much, Sniper's Nightmare. It's Monday for me. I was hanging doors today at work. and trying to get the 3 mil reveal around the door edge and trying to make it all perfect. And yeah, it was a good day today though. Hanging some nice doors, part of the job, But carpenter life, carpenter wife, all's good. Matic looks a bit unhappy right now. We had that massive pump with Matic, right? And then like this is like I don't even know what to say with this. This is like the NWA pattern, like. Oh man. Let's go back to the corn. 24-minute corn. Let's do a setup. We're getting a red blood diamond on the 24. It's printed. It didn't even bring us down. That's how bullish people are right now. People are just buying this up like hotcakes. Do they say buying it up like hotcakes in Australia? We say that in Canada. Hotcakes are like pancakes from McDonald's, just so you know. The Mackies. So you want to know a cool fact about Canada. So in the UK, they call it Mackies. In Australia, they call it Maccas. And in Canada, they call it McDicks. Google it. What's the slang word for McDonald's in Canada? It's McDicks. Just so you know. I thought that was a fun fact of the day. We're having fun, aren't we? All right, Felix. Have a good one, man. Drive safe. So yeah. What's my trade setup? My trade setup right now is be patient. Be patient. We're getting moves. Well, we're going to wait for Sniper to go to bed so we can get another move. So Sniper, if you don't mind taking a nap so we can get some price action and some volume, that would be great. McDicks. Google it. Okay, so my trade setup right now, I'd be looking for a higher high, swing failure pattern. All right, I'd be looking for this. That's where I target a short. You got to look for exhaustion, right? You got to look for exhaustion up here where price is coming, but volume is not pushing price higher, right? You can see there's a big cool off right now in volume. This will pick up in the morning, right? This will definitely pick up in the morning. Right now, it's kind of setting up for the week. It's also setting up for that FOMC meeting that we've been talking about, right? Right now, we're in a miniature downtrend. We've got reversal patterns saying it might come down. So bouncing off the VWAP, I'd be pulling fibs from down below here. So my fibs would start from here. This is where the move started to here. And I'd be looking for a retracement anywhere around here, but mostly from this 23,200 area, right? This is what I'd be mostly looking for. So those are kind of my ideas for trade setups right now. I'm going to leave it there. So thank you so much for joining me. Happy Monday, happy Sunday, happy life, happy wife. Going to go have some dinner, having pizza. Homemade pizza. Mrs. Otter is treating me to some homemade pizza. You know, I'm a spoiled man. Very grateful for you guys. Very grateful for you joining me on the live stream. Thank you so much. I appreciate all of you. You guys have a great, wonderful rest of your day, evening, morning, whatever you're on. That's what we're on. And peace out. Much love. Take care. Talk to you tomorrow. Peace.